How's it going? Welcome back to the Daily Grind. We are back here once again at the bonus room. Let me turn around and show you what kind of carpet we're working with. So you can see what we got going on there. It's the little bitty pin dot. I hate this kind of carpet. It's so hard to deal with. It's just got the little squares in it, little 1-inch squares. I mean, they're probably actually 1/4 inch. And I haven't looked at the specs on the carpet, but you can see the lines. They're super small. So definitely gotta watch lining this up because they can get off so easy when it's such a small pattern like that. But anyway, let me show you how I'm planning to lay this and the seam placement and stuff. So you can see I got my first piece right over there. We have natural light coming in here, and we've got natural light coming in the opposite end of the room. So I want to show you guys something. This is how I plan to do this. This will be pulled over this way. That seam will actually come over into the cubby. It's going to fall right about here. So that light will be directly this way, which is what we want, okay? You can see about the end of the row there. We ain't gonna be able to help one of these windows. We have to have light coming across it somewhere. So rather than starting down here and having my first seam way back here like this, let's see, I'll get it where you can see better. So instead of having 12 foot from that window this way, which would put my seam about right here, I think it will be less noticeable with the light coming across it. The closer it gets to the window, the less inconspicuous it's going to be. So rather than having it way out here, I'm actually going to scoop my seam up to about right here. So again, the closer you get to the window, the less it's going to show up, because whenever you have light coming across it, the further you are from the light, the more it's going to show up. So I actually just now measured this length. It's actually 31 foot from one end to this end. I would not have dropped it through there. Now I'm regretting going this way. These pieces, you can see how big they are. 19.9 plus a match is what I got on that. I think I cut that 20 foot exactly. I could have probably did another 11 foot on that. Got it up here by myself. I checked it, and 12 foot from this wall would have been about that plug-in right there. I am now regretting my decision. I wished I had ran this long ways and put my seam over there. Okay, so I just wanted to point out where I was going to place this seam to make it halfway easy for me to get it right here. This is not that big of a deal for the pattern anyway, but if you can see here, right here, see the little cut pile there's a little cut pile square, loop square, cut pile square, loop square, cut pile square, loop square. So I'm cutting right between the cut pile and the loop, and that's exactly where I want to go. You can kind of see how these loops right here will just kind of fit over into that right there, and that's going to help my seam blend together really well versus coming in between two of the loops, like, let's see here. So instead of going in between two of the loops like that, that's how I have chosen to do it, for the simple fact that I feel like it's going to go together best. And I will be latexing this, not using my thermoplastic. Alrighty, got my seam lined up here, and I just wanted to show you guys, if you're ever curious and want to be for sure your pattern is matched up perfectly, take your row finder run a row right across it there. Let's see here. Let me get where I can hold this better. Okay, so set your row finder down in a particular spot that's real easy to notice and run right across your seam right there. If it runs right directly across in the same spot, you're going to be dead on, okay? Also, if you want to see that it is together good, which clearly it's not here because I was snagging, you can see right here, as I pick up one, both of them come, okay? So this one right here is together good. The backing is, it's not seamed together yet, so, but anyway, check this out. Should be able to run right across your seam without it snagging if the backs are together good, just like that, okay? So there you go. There's a couple pattern match and seam tips. Okay, I'm fixing to start my seam, and I just wanted to point out real fast that because this is a little pattern and it's so precise about keeping it lined up, you got to be really specific about keeping these little bitty squares lined up. It can run off super easy because they are so tiny. So just to avoid any issues, I'm going to start, I got my center lined up here, and I'm going to start right here in the center and go that way. Then I'll turn around once that half is done, come back to my starting point and work this half out that way. That way, if it does run off or anything just a little bit, I've only got a little bit to deal with versus starting up here and it running off and having 20 feet to work with. So starting in the center, if it is running off any, is going to cut that amount of distance in half. So a lot better chances of making it all successful without any issues by starting in the center. Okay, so this is 3 times that I've had to use my kneeless to stretch the pattern back into position where it is trying to run off. But because I started in the center, I'm able to catch it just before it does. So, I mean, that is like maybe just a smidgen off before I push it up there with my kneeless. So, good choice to start in the center with that right there. It's definitely helpful. Alrighty, so just like we did on this seam right here, I'm going to do the same thing here. I had good success here with this one, so I'm going to start directly in the center again. That was really nice. Like I said, I had to adjust this piece here to go with that one because that was my first one. It was all lined up and everything like that. So I want to definitely adjust this one to that one. This one, don't want to move this one. And had I not started in the center of that, I would have had to do twice as much adjusting as I did, because what happens, like I said a while ago, when you start in the center, so if I started up here and there is a little issue just getting off and off and off, pattern elongation or whatever, how much ever that gets off, if I start right here, that's going to be cut in half because I'm lining it up here versus lining it up here. So cut your extra work right dead in half whenever you start in the center. Alrighty, we now have that seam made up. We got that seam made up. Now got one more seam left right here in the doorway. So it's going to be fine to go ahead and make this seam, because I plan on starting my stretching right here in this corner, going yon way and then that way. So once I get my last seam here made, I'll be able to be done with all the seam and stuff and simply stretch in. Alrighty, so we got our doorway all cut and lined up and ready to go. It's all trimmed, tucked right there, ready for my cool glide. See how I got the room folded out all off of the walls and everything. That way I could twist it all around from right here and get exactly what I wanted since I'm by myself. And also, because I do have it trimmed and tucked here, I don't have the board under it, my Teflon board, so I am running my Cool Glide on low. Anytime you're running Cool Glide directly over pad, you want to have it on low. Alrighty, we got that seam done. One more knocked out of the park. Cock-a-doodle-doo. I'm using a latex. It may not even be latex. It sure don't feel like it. I think it's acrylic. But I'm having a really hard time finding me some true, genuine latex. I guess Tools for Flooring has got some Roberts that is a true latex. I guess I'm going to go with that. I had some Parabond, and the place I got it last time says they don't have it now. So I don't know if they've stopped carrying it or if the person that was spoken to don't know what they're talking about. But anyway, having a hard time finding some true latex. But here we go. And with care been taken in all of these seams. Now it might change when we get it stretched in, but you can see even with the light coming across it there, it absolutely is not bad at all. So, to be honest with you, I was a little bit concerned about that even after I thought about stretching or running it the other way, running it lengthways. Definitely got to quit going by carpet storage measurements and start placing these jobs the way I want to myself instead of relying on their way of laying stuff out, because I really would have liked to lay this long ways instead of like I did in 3 pieces in there. But anyway, it held up. I mean, it looks good. Looks good right now. So I can't say nothing yet, but again, it ain't stretched yet. So we'll see how it looks after it gets stretched. Anyway, that's going to be it for today. I really appreciate you guys once again tuning in to the Daily Grind. Until tomorrow, FBSB's out.